Well guys, welcome back to Linda's Pantry. So today I'm going to do an old favorite of ours, and we call this cornbread beans, but basically it's beans and sausage or some other kind of ground meat. And so I've used Italian turkey sausage today, and I've got some pinto beans that I pressure cooked, and I'll show you how to do that in another video. And I also threw in some of my home canned black beans, and it just really made this dish delicious over cornbread. I had mine next to a salad, and so I hope that you stay with me on this and check out all the links that I've left in the description box below. And let's go do some cornbread beans. Come on. Okay, so for excellent flavorful beans, I do it a couple of different ways. You can slow cook them all day, but I decided at the last minute kind of to do this, and I was gonna make lasagna, and I thought, you know, if I'm gonna have the carbs, I want a healthier carb than pasta. So I decided on some beans, and I was also checking these beans to see how tender they would come out. I did these in my pressure cooker for the appropriate amount of time, the appropriate amount of water. I used 1.5 cups of dry beans to make this many. And so I'll bring you along for that process as well, because these pinto beans come out perfect every single time if you follow these instructions. So that'll be on a different video. But that being said, I've got some Italian turkey sausage here. I've also got the remainder of a pretty good sized onion, and I'm going to use the whole thing because we love onion. This onion, for those of you that have been following me, and I gave you that tip about leaving it in the skin and leaving the root end detached, they'll stay fresher, because usually if you put an onion that you've cut part of it off and it's all skinned and everything, it starts drying out pretty quickly and these layers get raised, and it's just not a great product anymore. This has been in my refrigerator for almost 4 days. So I really feel like that was a great tip. And so now I'm going to use the whole thing, so I'm going to go ahead and get the outside skin off. You don't want any tough skin on there. If you're unsure of how tough that outer layer is, peel it down one more time. This one was a pretty fresh onion, and it really didn't have a thick, heavy skin, so I think I'm good. I've got 2 jalapenos here I'm going to dice up. I've also got a couple, well, it's quite a few cloves of garlic, but they're small. And this time of year, you'll find you're going to get, and I'm going to show you this, you're going to get these cloves of garlic with this sprout coming out. That can be bitter. It's because the garlic is from, you know, a while ago, and that's okay. It's time, in its mind, it's time to be planted and sprouted and all that. But really, you should plant your garlic in the fall. So I just take that out. I just peel it right out. Cut your clove in half, and you can tell by, see that, you can see that green center. We're going to go ahead and cut that in half, and sure enough, there it is. Just peel that right out. I just don't care for that taste. You know, if you don't mind it, leave it in. And here's the other half of that first one. And then we've got a nice bit of garlic here to work with. I'll take the dry ends off of that. So I'm going to get this all diced up. The skins off of these, and all you're going to do to get the skins off is I'm going to take my kitchen shears and cut the skins all the way up and remove the meat out of it. As you can see, I've slipped the skins off of these, and I've got them in 2 tablespoons of olive oil. There's not a whole lot of fat in these turkey sausages, and whatever fat is rendered out, I will get rid of. So it keeps it figure friendly. Now, you could use regular Italian sausage if you wanted for this recipe. This just makes the best beans. Oh my gosh. Everybody wants these. And when you see how easy it is to cook these beans, you're really going to like this recipe. This is great to take for a potluck or you know, if you're bringing a dish somewhere, it just is a very well-liked dish that stretches a long way, and it's very inexpensive. Okay, so you can see I've got this all browned off nicely, and all that's really in the pan is almost like stock. And so I'm going to leave that alone. There's not enough fat to worry about. These are low fat. I'm putting in some red chili flakes, so red pepper flakes, and then I'm going to go ahead and get my vegetables in here. The onion, the garlic, the jalapeno. Hopefully it's not a bigger pot day. It'll fit. I do this recipe all the time when I want to make us a nice pot of beans and just be a little leaner. Lots of protein between the beans and the turkey sausage, and it just feels decadent when it's really not. And my husband loves cornbread and beans, and so we're going to let these kind of sweat down with the meat, and then I'm going to add some chicken. As you can see, I'm transferring into a different pan. I've got my beans here. We're going to go ahead and put those in there. And I didn't drain off absolutely all the liquid to the beans, just because I want some of that starchy liquid. And I've got about a cup of chicken stock here. That we're going to put in there. And then we're going to go ahead and transfer our meat, all of the liquid that's in that pan from the vegetables and the onions and garlic and jalapeno. Now you could add more peppers, you could add all kinds of things to this. But we're going to go ahead and let this simmer down. We're going to let the stock that's in here reduce a little bit. And because the turkey is so heavily seasoned, I'm really not going to salt this. I don't think it needs it. And I have salt in the chicken stock as well. So we're going to go ahead and let this kind of simmer down a little bit. And when it gets to where we want it, then I'll bring you back and show you a dish. I can't wait. Doesn't that look good? And it's healthy. It's good for you. And there's enough there for probably 6 to 8 people. Okay, so as you can see, I've got a whole red bell pepper. I'm just going to try to counteract some of that heat. I didn't taste the jalapeno before I cut them up, and I would say about a week and a half ago, I had gotten jalapenos that were extremely hot, and I should have tasted these. Usually they aren't that hot, but these are really got some background heat to them. So we're just adding those black beans in with the pinto beans and the red bell pepper. Now we're just going to let this simmer until the peppers are soft. It adds some nice color to it, and it also, now we have plenty for 8 people. So again, we'll let this simmer until the peppers are soft, and then we'll be ready to serve it up, I promise. All right, you guys, I've got my dish all ready to go. I've got a big salad on the side, and I haven't really decided what to call this. I just say we're having cornbread beans, because that's what we usually have this with. And the black beans were an addition because we needed to take away some of that heat. As you can see, there's a jalapeno. But I got most of the jalapenos out of there. It still has some heat to it, I'm sure. But we got some turkey, get a pepper on there, and some black bean and pinto bean. And let's get a taste for you. It's beautiful. It smells fabulous. That is so good. I love the sweetness from the red bell pepper. And the Italian sausage, that had some heat to it as well, but usually not enough to make a difference. This toned it down just perfectly, so check your jalapenos. I'm still going to post this video because it's a great recipe. If your jalapenos are not hot, and usually they're not, especially for my taste, go ahead and leave them in there. But taking them out was the ticket, and putting those black beans in there as well. It just adds more protein and health benefit to the whole dish. So my husband's going to have this on top of cornbread, and I'm just going to have it with a big salad on the side, and about 3/4 of a cup of this, not quite a cup, is plenty. And I calculated that to be about 6 points. But if you're having that with a veggie salad, you're totally okay. You're packed full of protein from the turkey and the beans, and you're just getting a really nice, healthy, well-rounded meal. So I hope it inspires you to come back next time. If you're not a subscriber, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Check out all the links that I've left for you in the description box. I've got my Facebook page. And I've also got my mailing address, where if you ever want to mail me anything or a card, write me a note. I love getting those in the mail, so presents are awesome. I got a couple presents the other day that were very unexpected, and I just thank all of you for all the well wishes and all the great cards that I've gotten. So that being said, I'll see you next time. God bless.